Thank you, Jim, for this kind introduction, and thank you everyone for staying around. This very exciting and topical session, focusing on perhaps to some a peripheral area of the mining sector, but to us at Oxford Business Group, probably one of the key issues. So as Jim explained, my name is Paulius Kuncinas. I'm the regional editor for Oxford Business Group, overseeing our operations in Asia. We're currently present in total in 34 countries. In Asia, we cover mainly Southeast Asia. And last year, we made our first expansion project into Mongolia. As part of our research, we covered energy quite extensively, talking to stakeholders in the policy sector, also the private sector. And today I just want to briefly give you an overview of what the situation right now and the opportunities going forward. So, So the first thing I want to touch upon is the theme of the power requirements going forward. The rapid expansion of Ulaanbaatar, as well as a slew of coal and copper mining projects, is putting a great deal of pressure on the underinvested and aging power generating and transmission system. There is therefore an urgent need for new, smart solutions and proper financial incentives to involve the private sector. There is, in our view, a great window of opportunity for both foreign and domestic firms to put forward new technological solutions. Coal will no doubt dominate the choice of fuel, but there are already major plans afoot in renewables, such as solar, wind, and further down the road we see opportunities also in nuclear. In coal specifically, the emphasis will be on clean coal technology that relies on high pressure temperatures to achieve great efficiency and less waste of heat. Air cooling technologies aimed at saving water are going to be of great importance in a country that faces significant water management challenges, which I know will be an issue will be addressed later on this panel. Now, before I discuss the opportunities and technologies, I would like to try and detail how much power Mongolia is likely to need in the next 5 years, and what are the current plans to satisfy the burgeoning demand. It is clear to everyone here that a country whose economy is expanding at between 15 to 20% per annum is experiencing a massive increase in power requirements. Already we saw the consumption of electricity rise by 45% in the last 7 years, from 2.53 billion kilowatt hours in 2004 to 3.66 billion estimate in 2011. We expect the pace of demand to accelerate dramatically from here, with effective total electricity demand by at least 50% up on the current amount. The actual demand, as it were, will be supply-led, because we already have around 60% of Ulaanbaatar's population in tent districts that do not have access to the power grid. In a country which is enjoying such fast increase in wealth, this is both a social, environmental, and also a health problem. With lack of access to power and heating, Mongolian families use traditional rural methods of burning coal during the cold months of winter, when temperatures regularly drop to -40. As those of you who have visited Ulaanbaatar during the winter know, this is causing air pollution, which has health consequences. The issue, of course, is that the state-owned power sector has been unable thus far to keep up with the fast rate of urbanization. Nowadays, almost 50% of Mongolia's population lives in Ulaanbaatar, compared to just 26% back in 1989. According to some estimates, by 2020, the city will need an additional 1.26 gigawatts of installed electricity capacity and 970 gigawatt calorie hours of installed heat capacity. One of the structural issues there is that the summer demand is 50% of winter, with bottlenecks in supply are very likely. Meanwhile, large-scale mining projects such as Oyu Tolgoi is another source of pressure on the current power supply structure. So just briefly on the current situation. Much of the machinery and equipment in Mongolia's electricity sector dates back to the Soviet times. Until now, the hoped-for private sector involvement has largely not materialized. However, the sector remains almost entirely state-owned, all by different state bodies. The electrical power system is divided into three regions: the Central Energy System, so-called CES, the Western Energy System, WES, and the Eastern Energy System, EES. And a fourth southern system is also now in the works. The CES accounts for around 95% of the 814 megawatt total installed capacity in the country and has 5 combined heat and power plants to its name. These provide both electricity and heat for district heating systems, equally vital in a country where, as I said, temperatures drop regularly below -40. The CES also has a 220 kilowatt double circuit line connection to neighboring Russia, from where it imports very limited amounts of power. All of the CES plants are coal-fired, with 3 located in and around Ulaanbaatar, another at Darhan, and the 5th at Erdenet. The 3 at the capital vary in age. TPP-2 was constructed and expanded between 1961 and 69, while TPP-4 dates back to 83-91 period. TPP-4 also has the largest installed capacity at 540 megawatts, with the other 2 having 21.5 and 136 megawatts respectively. The Darhan TPP, built in 1965, has an installed capacity of 48 megawatts, and the Erdenet TPP, built between 87-89, has a capacity of 28.8 megawatts. TPPs account for 85% of domestic consumption of coal. However, it is not a happy commercial relationship. Prices of coal supplied to TPPs are governed by fixed tariffs that benefit TPPs but give no financial incentives to coal producers to invest. Currently, extraction costs for the coal are around $16 to $17 per ton, while the set tariff for sale to the TPPs is $14. Transport is also provided below cost by the state-owned Ulaanbaatar Railway, which charges around 60% of the actual cost of transportation, with UBTZ, the railway company, shipping around 5.5 tons of coal per year for domestic usage. Coal is also, as I mentioned, is used by many families who are not connected to the grid as a staple source of fuel, particularly in the winter month, when it's burned in its raw form, eating pollution concerns, particularly in Ulaanbaatar.